Hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. So today we will be taking topics like data migration and customization and scripting. So first of all, we should understand why we are doing migration of data from QuickBooks to NetSuite. So for example, imagine we have been using QuickBooks for years. So it served our business so well, but as we are growing our business, so we have our needs. So we are started facing challenges with scalability, reporting, and complex financials. So we have heard about NetSuite and Net in internet or through some advertisements. So they told or they showed us that how NetSuite can provide a more powerful integrated solution for our evolving businesses. So before going to NetSuite, we have to bring our all existing data from QuickBooks like customers, vendors, financials, transactions into the new system without losing any crucial information. This is the drawback of switching from QuickBooks to NetSuite. So from that phase only, data migration comes in picture. So data migration means from QuickBook to NetSuite, we are transferring our data so that there is a smooth seamless transition to more robust ERP system while maintaining the integrity, accuracy, and continuity of our business operations. So the data migration is the process of transferring all the essential business information that lives in QuickBooks, such as customer details, transactions, and financial data into NetSuite. So thinking about data migration as packing our old house, which is QuickBooks, into boxes and carefully moving every single thing over to our new home, which is NetSuite. So we want to make sure that nothing important is left behind and everything fits perfectly in the new space. So why this migration is necessary? So it provides a scalability and growth where our business grows. QuickBooks may no longer meet our complex needs, and NetSuite can handle multiple business processes such as accounting, inventory, and customer relationship management all in one platform. It also streamlines operations, which means by moving to NetSuite, we get a unified system that integrates various functions like finance, sales, and supply chain, eliminating the need for disparate systems and manual processes. Then it also involves advanced reporting and analytics. So NetSuite offers us powerful reporting tools that allow for real-time insights into our business performance, which means like migrating our data, which ensures us that we can take full advantage of these features in NetSuite. Also, it avoids data loss, which means migrating data ensures that all our historical data such as invoices, payments, and financial transactions remain intact and accessible in the new system. So what we conclude from this particular migration thing is by migrating our data from QuickBooks to NetSuite, we are setting up our business for long-term success, where NetSuite offers us better scalability, robust features, and the ability to integrate every part of our business into one streamlined system. So data migration is that bridge that helps us to get there without losing any valuable information. Like for example, thinking of moving into a bigger, better home where your business will thrive on. So learnings we done till now is why we are doing data migration and what is the benefits of NetSuite, limitations of QuickBooks, project scope we have discussed, and we understood subsidiaries, steps to plan subsidiary hierarchy, defining roles and permissions, steps for planning and planning roles and permissions, and migration process is done, and best practices which involved in this particular thing is completed, and benefits we have discussed about it. And also we have understood the NetSuite modules, what is NetSuite modules, and what end-to-end implementation workflow consists of, and we have also discussed about benefits of end-to-end implementation. Then in our previous session we have discussed about data migration strategy. So it means like migrating from QuickBooks to NetSuite requires a high-end strategic approach to configure the subsidiary hierarchy, roles and permission. So first of all we will be identifying data to migrate, then we will do a data cleansing and preparation tips. Then there will be an overview of CSV imports and integration tools. Then setting up company information and fiscal calendars in NetSuite application. And then we will be configuring taxes, currencies and subsidiary. So starting with our data migration strategy, which we have discussed earlier also, that it refers to a structured plan and approach for transferring data from one system to another while ensuring data accuracy, consistency and integrity throughout the process. So in the context of moving from QuickBooks to NetSuite, a data migration strategy outlines how to efficiently and securely move key business data, for example customers, vendors, items and transactions, into a new system to support business operations assembly. Then comes our key objectives of data migration strategy, where we will be firstly identifying our relevant data, which means we determine what data needs to be migrated, for example master data, transactional data, historical records, to avoid unnecessary clutter in the new system. Then second, we will be doing data quality assurance, where we will be ensuring data is clean, complete and accurate before migration. Then we will be minimizing downtime, where it means planning the migration to reduce business disruptions. Fourth is maintaining data integrity, where we will be ensuring data relationships, for example customer invoices linked to payments, which remain intact after migration also. Then comes our compliance and security, where we will be protecting sensitive data and adhere to legal requirements and transfer process. Then our testing and validation comes in picture, where we will be testing the migrated data to verify its correctness and usability in the new system. So by defining these clear steps and using appropriate tools, a robust data migration strategy helps organizations achieve a smooth and error-free transition to their new system. So first of all, we will be identifying data to migrate, where there is master data, where we will be migrating customers. So we will be migrating only active customer records, billing and shipment addresses, contact details and payment terms. Then comes our vendors. So there all the supplier details including contacts like bank accounts and payment preferences will be given. Then in items, inventory items will be taken in NetSuite, where inventory items, service items and non-inventory items with item description, pricing and categories will be identified. Then comes our transactional data, where historical and open transaction for continuity is done. There we will be opening sales order, then purchase order and invoices, payments and journal entries will be done. Then comes our supporting data, where subsidiary details, start of accounts and tax code for system alignment is done. Then our second step was data cleansing and preparation tips. So first of all, we will be validating data. So there we will be reviewing data accuracy in QuickBooks to ensure consistency, identifying duplicate or missing records for the same. Then comes our data formatting, where we will be standardizing formats for dates, addresses and currencies according to NetSuite's requirement. Then we will be removing redundancies, so where we will be eliminating unused items, inactive customers and vendors. Then comes our reconciling balances. So there we will be ensuring AR, AP and GL, which is accounts receivable, payables and journal ledger balances match before migration to avoid discrepancies. Lastly, backup data, where we will be keeping a secure backup of QuickBooks data for reference and audit purposes. After that, there will be a staging area. Staging area is very important part of our migration process, because the staging area is a temporary storage location where data is calculated, cleaned and processed before it is migrated into the final destination system, that is NetSuite, a database for migration of data. And it also acts as an intermediary environment where raw data from the source system, for example QuickBooks, is placed, allowing for data validation, transformation and quality checks before it's loaded into the target system. Then role of staging area, where firstly data will be cleansed, which means it ensures the data is free from errors, duplicates or inconsistencies before moving it to the targeted system. Then comes our data transformation, where it allows for the reformatting or transformation of data to match the format and structure required by the target system, for example NetSuite. Then comes our data transformation, where it allows for the reformatting or transformation of data to match the format and structure which is required by the target system. For example NetSuite. Then comes our testing, where it provides an environment for testing data loads and migration processes without affecting the live system. Then comes our data mapping, where it supports the mapping of data fields from the source to the target system before the final load. So the staging area is a crucial step to ensure data integrity and avoid issues during migrations. So some examples for the same are SharePoint, GitHub, AWS S3, SQL database, FTP servers. So in our migration process we are using SharePoint only. So SharePoint is used by Microsoft, or SharePoint is of Microsoft only, where SharePoint can serve as a staging area, which is particularly in organizations using Microsoft products. So raw data can be uploaded to SharePoint libraries for reviewing, transformation and cleansing before migrating into a final system. For example, we might upload CSV or Excel files containing customer data to a SharePoint document library, where the data has been reviewed, cleaned and prepared for migrating into NetSuite. Then comes our GitHub, where GitHub can be used as a version control repository for staging data migration scripts and data transformation. While not typically used for storing raw data, GitHub allows also the versioning of data migration code, transformation scripts and metadata that manages the migration process. For example, developers can store scripts for cleaning or mapping data in GitHub, ensuring that migration process is repeatable and tracking. Then comes our AWS S3, which is Amazon Simple Storage Service, where it is a cloud-based software where we can store large data sets temporarily before they are transferred to the target system. Then comes our SQL database, where it is a relational database. For example, MySQL server, where it can serve as a staging area to temporarily store structured data which run queries for transformation and ensuring data in the correct format before final migration. Then comes our FTP servers, which means file transfer protocol is the meaning of FTP servers. So these servers are often used for staging data in file formats like CSV or XML files before they are moved to the target system. For example, data we are migrating from QuickBooks might be exported as CSV files to an FTP server, where it is manually or automatically reviewed and processed before migrating into NetSuite. So in Summarizing the staging area, it ensures that the data is properly prepared, transformed, and tested before being moved into the final system. And tools like SharePoint, GitHub, AWS, S3 cloud storage platforms offer flexible options for storing and managing the migration process. Next, we discussed about overview of CSV format and integration tools. So CSV format, where NetSuite Native Import Assistant tool simplifies data migration, where we will be preparing CSV file for each data category, for example customers, vendors, transactions. Then we will be mapping QuickBooks fields to corresponding NetSuite fields during the import process. Then we will be validating imports with small data sets before full migration. Then comes our integration tool, where we will be using middleware solutions like Celigo, Boomi or SuiteDoc for automated data transfer. So these tools support complex mappings, real-time synchronization, and error handling. It is also ideal for large data volumes or scenarios requiring QuickBooks and NetSuite to coexist temporarily. So by following these steps, you can ensure the smoothness and error-free data migration process from QuickBooks to NetSuite. Then comes our initial system configuration from QuickBooks to NetSuite. So there, setting up company information and fiscal calendars. So we will be entering organizational name, legal address, email, and phone number in setup option. Under setup option, we will be getting company. Under company, we will be getting company information. There we will be configuring legal entity details, logo, and company registration numbers for branding and compliance. Then comes our fiscal calendar. There we will be defining the fiscal year structure under setup option. Under setup, we will be getting accounting. Under accounting, manage accounting dates are there. So there we will be setting start and end dates for the same, ensuring they will align with the financial reporting periods in QuickBooks. Then we will be mentioning open or close periods as required, and enabling the use of multiple accounting periods for seamless transaction and reporting. So if we want to see it in our NetSuite application, so let's suppose this is our NetSuite front page. Then we will be clicking on access by tool, then clicking on accessing. We will be redirected to our NetSuite page or dashboard. We can see this is our NetSuite dashboard. For setting up company information, we will be going to our setup option. Under setup, we will be going to our company. Then under company, we will be getting to our company information. There we will be creating a particular company, where we will be mentioning the company name, then country from where it is operating, then return email address will be mentioned here, then addresses from which this company is regulated, then currency this company is using, and what is the fiscal month for the same, as it's a US based company. So we will be taking Jan to December, as it is transferred, or we are transferring data or migrating data from QuickBooks to NetSuite. So we will be taking it as January to December. And time zone, it is taking as Pacific time, which is US and Canada. So this is how we can make company information in NetSuite. Then fiscal calendars. Fiscal calendars for there we will be going to our accounting. Under accounting, we will be going to our manage accounting periods. Under that, we can set full year or new year only, new quarter only, base period, If we click on base period, it will show us the period name and start and ending date, which I already mentioned in my statements, and we will be giving title for the same, then memo, and after that when we click save option, then base period will be created. So this is how we can make a company information fiscal calendar as it is a one-time activity before migration of QuickBooks data into NetSuite. After that come configuring taxes, currencies and subsidiaries are there. So first of all, taxes, so we have to navigate to setup option. Under setup we will be getting taxes option. Under taxes we will be having tax setup to configure tax codes, rates and jurisdictions, which enables us taxation preference for automatic tax calculations such as VAT or GST based on regional compliance needs. Then we will be reviewing tax rules and import historical tax codes from QuickBooks for continuity. Then currencies, where we will be enabling multi-currency feature if our business operates in multiple currencies. So if we want to add required currencies in NetSuite, so we have to go to our setup option. Under setup we will be going to our accounting. Under accounting we will be finding currencies option, where it will be define exchange rates manually, or we can integrate it with an automatic rate provider to keep rates updated. Okay, after that subsidiary will be coming. So for NetSuite One World accounts, subsidiary is important. So for that we will be using setup option. Under setup we will be adding company. Under company, subsidiaries option is there. So to create an hierarchy for legal entities, so for assigning specific currencies, tax nexus and accounting preferences for each subsidiary, we will be linking subsidiaries to shared master data such as customers, vendors and items for unified operations. So if we want to see configuration for taxes, so it is for like in setup option we will be going to taxes, as it's a test environment, so taxes option is not enabled here. So for enabling the same we have to go to our setup option. Under setup we will be going to company. Under company we will be finding enable features option. There we can enable taxes option. In under taxes, as I told you all previously, that's it, and that it is a test environment, so we cannot get the taxes option until it is enabled by the user. If we want to set up our currencies, so for setup, under setup we will be going to our accounting. Under accounting, if we are not finding it in setup option, we will be we can click on global search, or else we can go to our list. Under list we will be getting our accounting option. Accounting, we will be getting us our currencies. So from this currencies option we can create a new currency as per the source ERP providers or demands. Then comes our subsidiary. So for subsidiary setup, under setup we will be going to a subsidiary option. Under subsidiary we can create many subsidiaries, like suppose there is a parent company. Under parent company there is Australia subsidiary, US subsidiary, and USA is also a parent company. Under USA we can create multiple child subsidiary for the same. So this is how we can navigate to NetSuite for initial system configuration. So by setting up these foundational configuration, NetSuite will reflect the organization's operational and compliance requirements, which ensures a smooth transition from QuickBooks. So starting with today's agenda consists of uploading master data, uploading open transaction and historical transaction from QuickBooks to NetSuite. Then we will be validating imported data. Then introduction to SuiteScript will be done, creating custom fields, records and workflows, and designing dashboards and save searches will be done. So first of all, we should know what is data migration execution. So the execution phase of data migrating from QuickBooks to NetSuite involves systematically transferring, validating and reconciling data to ensure a smooth transition. So below we will be discussing about structured approach to executing data migration efficiently. So this is what pre-migration preparation involves. First, we will be understanding business requirements, where all stakeholders agree on data scope and mapping. Then we will be doing data cleansing, where duplicate, incorrect or irrelevant data is cleaned in QuickBooks. Then comes our backing up. So a full backup of QuickBooks data is taken for reference. Then sandbox testing. So there will be an initial migration which is tested in NetSuite sandbox will be done. Then comes our data extraction. Data extraction, where QuickBooks reports are there. So data extraction is for extracting data which is relevant from QuickBooks using QuickBooks report, where it will take CSV or Excel exports. Then third-party ETL tools like Celico, Boomi, FireApp, etc. like that. Then comes our APIs for automatic extraction of larger data sets. Then common data to extract is consists of master data, where customers, vendors, start of accounts, items will be extracted from QuickBooks. Then comes our transactional data, where open invoices, bills, journal entries, open sales order, open purchase order will be done, extracted from QuickBooks. Then comes our historical data, which is if required by us. So for that, closed transactions, payment history will be taken care of. Then comes our data transformation and mapping. So first we will be mapping field, where we will be aligning QuickBooks field with NetSuite fields. Then data formatting, where we will be adjusting data formats, account numbers and other values to the NetSuite requirements. Then comes our entity mapping, where we will ensure GL accounts, tax codes and classifications are mapped correctly. Lastly, currency conversion, where if multi-currency is enabled, so it ensures exchange rate which are correctly mapped. Then comes our data loading into NetSuite, where there is manual imports, which is in CSV for import tool, where it is suitable for small data sets. Then SuiteScript, where custom scripts for large or complex data imports are there. Then Suite Cloud tools, where SuiteTalk, which is web service, SuiteFlow, which is workflow, and Suite Analytics is done. Then third-party connectors, where Celico, Boomi or MuleSoft for automated migration is done. So for best practice, migrating data in batches to prevent errors and system overload is the best practice for data migration. So this is our fourth step of data loading into NetSuite. Then after data loaded into NetSuite, there is a data validation reconciliation, where data checks is done, where we will be ensuring data completeness and correctness post migration, trial balance and reports, where we will be validating NetSuite trial balances against QuickBooks reports, exception handling, identifying correct missing or mismatched records, and user testing, where we will be ensuring that end users validate transactions, reports, and workflows in NetSuite. So after the data is validated and reconciled, after that post migration activities are done, where we will be giving training to our end users. Then we will be going live with support. Then we will be archiving old data records. After that, if we want to upload master data, which is customers, vendors, items, so in that, if we want to upload, so master data is of customers, vendors, and items, and steps involved is NetSuite CSV import tools, then mapping fields from QuickBooks to corresponding fields. Then we will be considering breaking the data. So for the same, I have provided all the required document which need to be shown. Just 1 second. So if we want to see items mapping sheet, so we have to click on this particular icon. So it will be opening our items mapping sheet. We have already discussed how to map our fields from source data to our target system. So this is what our, let me just increase the same, and so this is what our sheet consists of. So here we know this is our source file from QB, and this is our target file from NS, which is NetSuite. I have already told you all in our previous session that how to map these fields for migrating data. So for active status, we are migrating or taking it with inactive thing which is present in NetSuite. Then as there's a type in source QB, so we will be equaling it with primary unit types, and with items we will be making it for display name. Like that we will be creating our mapping. Once the mapping is done for items, then we will be mapping our customer. So this is how it will look like. For active status, it is there. Then customer name is name. Currency, if there is any currency name. With this there is no currency name, so we will be graying it out, or let's suppose we will be graying it out as like that. It doesn't take balance, so we will be graying out them. We will be graying out these things which are not mapped in NetSuite. Then with company, we have made company name status. Then it is not mapped, so we will be graying it out. and these are also not mapped, and these are also not mapped, so we will be graying it out. So this is how we will be making our mapping sheet in NetSuite or before migrating data. Then comes our vendor mapping sheet, where the process will be same, and source QB and target NetSuite will be side by side, and we will be taking equals to sign for if there is mapping done or not, we will be mentioning the same. So this is how we can make or upload our data into NetSuite. So after this comes our uploading open transaction and historical data. So first of all, open transactions, where these are transactions which are still active and need to be migrated for ongoing business operations. For example, it includes open sales order, purchase orders, and unpaid invoices. For exporting open transactions from QuickBooks and ensuring they are in the correct format for NetSuite, so we have to upload open transactions into NetSuite using the appropriate import templates for each transaction type. Then comes our historical data, where this refers to past financial transactions such as invoices, payments, and journal entries, so which are necessary for accurate reporting and continuity. Where historical financial data ensures that financial reports in NetSuite reflects past transactions accurately, and also it exports historical data from QuickBooks, which validates for completeness, and importing it into NetSuite, which uses CSV files or integration tool. Then steps to ensure the correct dates, amounts, and link data, for example payment details for invoices, are accurately imported. We have to maintain consistency by mapping QuickBooks to transactions types to NetSuite equivalents. Then comes our validation. So what validation is? We will be validating imported data. So in validation, it is a critical steps to ensure that all data has been correctly imported with no discrepancies between QuickBooks and NetSuite. So it involves initial checks. For example, it performs spot checks on imported data to confirm that customer, vendor, and item records are accurate. Then transaction verification, where it will be reviewing open transactions and historical data to ensure they match in both systems. Reconciling balances such as accounts receivable and accounts payable with the original source data from QuickBooks. Then we will be testing reports, where we will be generating key financial reports, for example profit and loss, balance sheet, and NetSuite, and comparing them to reports from QuickBooks to confirm accuracy. Then comes our data integrity, where we will be ensuring that all the related data such as link payments in order to link payments or orders which are correctly mapped and displayed in the system. What are the steps involved in validating the same? Is to conduct end-to-end implementation or end-to-end testing by running specific use cases, for example creating a sales order in NetSuite, linking payments, and comparing results to QuickBooks. Then comes our making adjustments in as necessary if discrepancies are found, and we will be engaging stakeholders with us, for example finance team, to review the accuracy of financial data post migration. So by following these steps, we can ensure a successful data migration from QuickBooks to NetSuite, which ensures that both our data, master data, and transaction data are accurately moved and validated for smooth transaction. Then comes our SuiteScript. So SuiteScript, it's first of all we will be understanding introduction for the same, like meaning. So SuiteScript is NetSuite JavaScript based scripting language that allows us to customize and automate processes within the NetSuite platform. The purpose for the same is to provide flexibility to tailor NetSuite to specific business needs, automating tasks, integrating with the external systems, and enhancing user interactions. So types of SuiteScript is, first is SuiteScript 1.0, which is an older version which provides a server-side scripting environment for working with records and business logic. SuiteScript 2.0, which is a modern modular version of SuiteScript that allows more efficient development, better scalability, and easier debugging. What is the usage of these SuiteScript is, it is used for customizing workflows, creating custom pages, adding buttons, handle events like form submission, or integrating external systems. Then comes our creating custom fields, records, and workflows. So first of all, custom fields, these are the fields added to existing records, for example customer, sales order, so to capture specific business data that NetSuite does not provide by default. Then steps involved in custom fields, where we will be navigating to customization, list, records, and fields. Then we will be choosing the record type, for example customer invoice, and defining the custom field, which for example preferred payment method is there. Then we will be setting field properties like type, visibility, and behavior, for example mandatory or optional is there. Then comes our custom records, where we will be customizing records which allow us to create new types of data that does not exist in NetSuite by default. For navigation, we have to click on customization. Under customization we will be getting lists, records, and fields. There we will be getting record types. There we will be creating a new record type, for example project milestones, and define custom fields and relationship for the same. Then comes our custom workflows. So these are visual process automations which defines how data moves or changes within NetSuite based on triggers, conditions, and actions. So steps involved for the same are, we have to navigate it to customization. Under customization we will be going to workflow. Under workflow, workflows are there. Then we will be creating workflows that can automate us with the task like sending approval requests, updating fields, or creating records based on user action. For example, when a sales order is approved, update the shipping status for the same. Then comes our creating workflows done. Then defining triggers. So for example, on record creation or updation, conditions, for example when a field value is set to approved, and actions, for example sending an email or updating a field. Defining triggers means if there is any changes in record transaction or a record is uploaded, so we will get a trigger that this thing is changed on this particular date and time. Then comes our designing dashboards and save searches. So first of all, dashboard is, it provides us with a customizable real-time view of key matrices, reports, and data in one place. Dashboard also help us decision makers monitor business performance and access critical information at a glance. steps involved for the same is navigating to customization. Under customization we will be getting center. Under center we will be getting dashboard option. There we can create a custom dashboard by adding various portlets such as KPIs, which is key performance indicators, reports, charts, and safe searches that are relevant to specific roles or business needs. Then we will be customizing the layout and filters to ensure that users see the most important data for their role. Then comes our safe searches, where safe searches allow users to query NetSuite data and display results in a tailored format. The navigation is to click on reports. Under reports we will be getting safe searches. There all safe searches will be available. Then we have to create a safe searches for a specific date, for example open sales order by a customer. Then we will be defining filters, for example date range. We will be defining order status, and we will be choosing which fields to display in the results. For example, customer name, order date we have to display, so we have defined and filters option. Then if we use safe searches to drive data visibility in dashboard, reports, or email alerts. So by leveraging SuiteScript, custom fields, records, workflows, dashboards, and safe searches, we can tailor NetSuite to fit our exact business requirements, which automates our routine task and provide our team with real-time actionable insights. So this ensures that NetSuite is not just a generic ERP system, but a personalized and tool that optimizes business processes and drives efficiency across your organization. So if we want to check the navigation, so starting with customization, so we have to click on customization option. Then we will be going to our list option, list, records, and fields. There we will be clicking on fields option. So there are multiple fields here. So if we want to create a record type here, so we can click on the same. Then we can enter new record type as is a test environment. So no records are there as of now. So for creating one, we can click on new record. Then name should be written as per the QuickBook data. Then we will be providing title for the same, and this is how we can make records in NetSuite. Then customizing records. Then once again we will be going to customization. Under customization, list, records, and fields are there. Record types we have discussed. After that, custom workflows. So for customization, the customization workflow is there. Under workflow there is workflows. There we can create a workflow. We have to click on new workflow option. This is how new workflow page will look like. So by creating a new workflow, as I explained previously also, that it will automate our tasks like sending approval requests, updating fields, or creating records based on user actions. And also it will define triggers while creation of orders and when the field value is approved, or actions like sending an email, updating a field. So this is what workflows look like. And after that, coming to our dashboard, so we will again be clicking on customization. Under customization, center and tabs. Then we can see there are multiple options like centers, center tabs, center categories, center links, KPI, scorecard. If we want to set our dashboard, we can click on dashboard option in this home, and here we can see the personalize option. There we can do any customization, like if we want to see calendar here, we can drop it down here, and this is what our calendar will look like here. And then we want our KPI meter to be present here, so we can see our actual versus quote, or forecast versus quoted, or we want to see our actual versus forecast data. It will be shown here in the form of a graph. After that, if we want to create a saved searches, so we have to go to reports tab. Under reports, we will be going to saved searches option, then all saved searches. So in that, we can create a saved searches for specific data. For example, we are creating it for opening sales order by customer. So here you all can see the search type, which is account, accounting period, activity, and like that we can create save searches for a particular topic. Then we will be defining filters in this particular save searches for date, range, order status, and we will be displaying us the results like customer name and order date. So in our next session, we will be understanding our functional testing for QuickBooks to NetSuite data migration. So for concluding the same, we have discussed about SuiteScript introduction, where we have explored how NetSuite JavaScript based scripting language enables powerful automation and custom functionality which is tailored for our business needs. Then we have created custom fields, records, and workflows, where we have discussed how to enhance NetSuite standard capabilities by adding custom fields, defining new record types, and automating processes using workflows, all without complex coding. Then we have discussed about designing dashboards and save searches, where we have learned how to create real-time role-based dashboards and save searches to provide users with meaningful insights and improve decision making. So by leveraging SuiteScript custom configuration and reporting tools, businesses can optimize NetSuite to streamline operations, which automate tasks and improve overall efficiency. So customization ensures us users of NetSuite to adapt our business processes rather than forcing you to adjust to a rigid system. So thank you all for participating in today's session. We hope this webinar has provided valuable insights into how to tailor NetSuite to fit our organization unique needs. So thank you for joining us today. Have a nice day.